Police officers still touch your taillight when they pull you over. Many drivers believe this is a way to leave a fingerprint on the car. But with modern dash cams and automatic license plate readers, this old-school precaution is now redundant. The modern objective is investigative. By checking the taillight for cracks or loose housing, an officer can immediately claim equipment failure to gain reasonable suspicion, the legal doorway they need to extend a routine stop into a vehicle search. We are going to walk through the exact steps needed to protect yourself from these manufactured investigations. By the end of this video, you will have a 4-part script to survive a traffic stop and protect your constitutional rights. To prepare, grab your phone to take screenshots, or get a pen and a notepad. You need to record the exact phrases we are about to cover. Following a specific, legally grounded script removes the uncertainty of roadside interactions. It ensures your responses are framed by the law, rather than a reaction to the officer's behavior. The encounter begins the moment the officer approaches your window to conduct their initial assessment of you and your vehicle. If the officer asserts that your equipment is faulty, a routine ticket can escalate. They are establishing a legal foothold to keep you on the side of the road longer than a standard traffic stop allows. You can prepare for a later legal challenge by creating what the courts call contemporaneous evidence. This is proof created as the event actually occurs, and you start the moment you hear that tap on your car. Pull out your phone, hit record, and read this line aloud. Officer made physical contact with my rear taillight at time, on, date. My taillight was fully functional and undamaged before this stop. This time-stamped recording creates a piece of contemporaneous evidence. If an officer later claims in a report that your vehicle was damaged prior to the stop, your attorney can use this record to challenge their credibility in court. Step 2 addresses the questions. Officers often use interdiction tactics, asking casual questions like, "Where are you headed?" to see if your answers or body language provide a reason for further investigation. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination by stating these 7 words: "I am not answering any questions." Immediately follow up with a question to clarify your legal status. Am I being detained, or am I free to leave? If the officer confirms you are being detained for a ticket, use this final line: "I understand. I'm not answering any questions without my attorney present." Once you say that, you will feel a psychological urge to fill the awkward silence. Human nature makes us want to explain ourselves. Stay silent. Over-explaining is the most common point of failure. Maintain silence while the officer processes your documents. Polite compliance involves handing over your license and registration. It does not require you to provide information that could be used against you later. Silence is your primary shield. Step 3 occurs if the officer asks to take a quick look inside your vehicle. By asking for permission, the officer is signaling that they currently lack the probable cause required to search the car without your consent. Many drivers consent because of authority compliance, the fear that saying no will be interpreted as a sign of guilt. Look at the officer and state clearly, "I do not consent to searches." Do not offer excuses or say, "I have nothing to hide," but just deliver the script and stop talking. An unequivocal refusal protects your Fourth Amendment rights. If the officer proceeds with a search anyway, this recorded refusal allows your attorney to file a motion to suppress any evidence found. If you refuse the search, the officer may try to pressure you by threatening to call a canine drug unit to the scene. The defense against this delay is established in the Supreme Court ruling for Rodriguez v. United States. The court ruled that police cannot extend a traffic stop beyond the time needed to complete the original mission, like writing the ticket, just to wait for a canine unit. If your documents are back and the officer asks you to wait, say this to your recording: "On what legal grounds are you extending this stop? My documents have been returned and the traffic mission is complete." This statement draws on judicial precedents like Terry v. Ohio and Florida v. Bostick, creating a formal record that you are being detained without clear legal justification. Repeating these scripts provides the exact verbal record your defense team needs to argue the stop was unlawfully prolonged. While the courts ultimately decide on admissibility, this record is the primary tool used to have evidence excluded from a trial. When you follow these steps in order, they form a tactical shield for your Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights. You are systematically addressing equipment claims, investigative questions, and search requests, all while building a record to challenge any overreach. Write these scripts down on an index card and keep them in your glove box. Having them ready ensures you can use them under pressure. Memorizing and executing these exact phrases is the most effective way to ensure your constitutional protections remain intact during any roadside interaction.